Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today I'm working on the long arm again. And the quilt I have on the machine is a sampler block. This is the one that I made with the 12-inch vintage blocks, and it also has the pieced border in it. So I want to show you what I'm doing with that border, and then hopefully get into at least one block on this video. Now I'm going to break this project up into a couple videos because there are 16 blocks in this one, and that's going to be a lot to cram into one video. So we'll get started with the border and then hopefully get a block in. Okay, so here is the pieced border. I have the 9 patch in the corner, and then we just have stripes of fabric in the border, some strips. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and do crosshatch here, but I'm going to do some wavy lines, some serpentine lines in the border, and I think that'll just be a simple way to handle this block and not get too complicated with it. I have the light off on my machine, so we'll see how this works. Oops. Okay, so that is done. Now I'm already stitched in the ditch between this border and this one. So what I want to do is do the serpentine lines between here. And I could also do them here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some straight line quilting on this part here, but do my serpentine up here. So that's what I want to show you, is a serpentine stitch. And it's basically just a wavy line. Now I can use this ruler. This is the Handy Gadgets mini scallop ruler. It's by Handy Quilter, so you can get this at handyquilter.com, and I can just follow this and go all the way across, or I can freehand it. So you don't really need a ruler to do this. Serpentine stitch is just a wavy line, and you can space it however you want, and I'm just going to do it organically, so it's not going to be even all the way through. I'm going to make it as even as I can, but I'm not going to stress over this. So and you can use stitch regulated or non-regulated, so I'll show you on stitch regulated. When I get to a stopping point, I'm going to stop with my needle down and then just move on. Okay, so when I got to the end, I just went up, stitched in the ditch to the next line, and then came back. So I went this way and then came back that way. So that's all I did with that. So what I want to do is I want to do I'm going to come down and do, let's see if I got room up here. Yeah, I'm going to come down and I'm going to do some straight lines here. So I'm going to just do this all the way across. Okay, so I've got that in there, and then I'm going to do the same down here. Okay, yeah, I like that look. And go up. And I don't have the room to do it that way, so we're going to do let's see if that'll be good enough. Okay. Okay, so there is that border. And I'm going to cross hatch the block on the other end, and then I've got to do the other 3 borders. Now this treatment is going to take you a while because you're making a lot of passes. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 passes on each border. But really overall it didn't take too long because the border's not that big. And but I like that look, so that's what we've got here. And so let me do that cornerstone, and then I'm going to start working on this border, and then we'll work on the next block. Okay, I have started doing this border already. What I'm doing is a little flower with 3 petals and a leaf. So I've done this little flower several times, but now I'm adding the leaf to it. So I'm hoping you can see this. I've got all kinds of light on. I've tried turning some light off and turning more lights on, and I don't know that any of it's really helping. So anyway, here we go. Let me turn this off just a minute. Now I'm alternating the way these flowers go. So I've got this flower pointing down, so I want this one pointing up. So I'm going to bring the hook around to the top. So here we go with a hook. And then do 3 petals, and I'm going to have the leaf come down, and now I'm going to bring this hook is going to come around to the bottom, so I have to go up and down. Now the way this leaf points isn't as important as getting the hooks going in the right direction. So this one is going down, so I want to bring this one up. Okay, now I'm going to bring this one down. The leaves are just, filling space. So I'm going to go ahead and do this all the way across and all the way around the quilt. I'll also be doing it in the sashings. But I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will show you what I'm going to do on this first block. Okay, so since I forgot to put my microphone on, let me explain what I was doing. Let's move my machine out of the way so I have a little more light. Okay, I did the big cabbage rose in the center, and that just starts with the hook and then doing petals all the way around. And then I did swirls in the rectangles, and then everything else was continuous curves. So I followed the piecing on here, so there's like an oval in here, and then there's continuous curve around the outside, and then these are continuous curve all the way around. And in the rectangles I did the little petal design. So we've got cross canoes in the corners, which are similar to what this was, a little bit different but kind of similar. So there was that block. And let's move on, and I'm going to do the strawberry basket, which is next. I've done, I think, 2 or 3 of those already in my videos. I made several of those blocks trying to work out the pattern, so I have another one to show you. So let me adjust the camera and the machine, and then we'll work on that one. Okay, so here's another strawberry basket, and I've done continuous curve on these baskets in the past, so I'm going to do cross hatching this time instead, so it'll be a little bit different. And get my little ruler. And there's lots of different ways you can cross hatch. You could go, like I could go all the way across and down, but I'm going to do it kind of one row at a time here. And I could continue that down here. I'm going to think about that for a little bit. I'm not certain what I want to do with that, so I'm going to just let that go for the moment. Okay, there we go. Okay, one thing I would suggest when you're doing this is to just kind of pick a path and stick with it. Even it helps keep you from getting confused. At least it does me. Now I'm going to go ahead. I am going to go ahead and continue this pattern down because I think it looks kind of funny if I put something different in there. So I'm going to go over here, and I need to find the centers. So this ruler is a little bit narrow, so let me try. I'm looking for some lines to guide me. Like I want to match up the angle of this, so this line goes right along that line of stitching, so I know I've got this angle correct here. Move my wires out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and stitch in the ditch along this seam. And if I'd have continued this on while I was doing this part, it would have been easier, but I wasn't certain what I wanted to do, so looks like it needs to go up just a little bit more. All the way up and then come back down. Okay. All right, now that is all cross hatched now. So it looks pretty good. And then I want to come down here, and I'm going to do continuous curves. Since I did all these straight lines up here, I want to do some curvy lines down here. So we're going to do the 3 petal thing. And I use this point as a guide. And I'm going to come down to the other side. Come down here, and I'm going to do the same thing, only I don't have a guide here, so I'm going to line things up, and then I'm going to mark that, and then I'll have my guideline. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.